All right, all right, all right. Mark Fuller, FreeWorldOrder. Another Facebook Live archive. I'm going to make this pretty brief. I want to talk about a current topic. It's really not in the mainstream media. I actually found out about it on social media. Social media is very powerful for getting access to information that's not going to be available in the mainstream. As a matter of fact, what we're doing with the FreeWorldOrder is probably never going to be mainstream because we're talking about integrating a system that would mean the end of the current system. So I doubt that, companies, corporations, advertisers, and all of these entities and people making all of this money in the current system is really going to be involved with something that is talking about ending that system. So FreeWorldOrder will probably not be in the mainstream. You're never going to see anything about what we're talking about on TV unless it really just goes viral and people decide that they want to talk about it out in the public and it becomes overwhelming. That's probably the only way that you'll see it. But I want to talk in this video about something very specific that I was made aware of on social media. There was a boxing match recently between Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor, a guy from the MMA or the UFC. Floyd Mayweather is a champion boxer. He's undefeated, 50-0, never lost a fight, and he retired. And this particular fight was or is, according to him, his last fight. From what I hear, he made about $350 million off the fight because he's also his company promoted the fight and they got all kind of pay-per-view. There's just a lot of money involved with the fight. He already is rich in the system. I believe he's earned over $1 billion from boxing. What brought my attention to even talking about this is the hurricane that recently, and is probably still taking place in the Texas, Louisiana area, Hurricane Harvey. It's caused a lot of damage. There's a lot of flooding. Thousands of people had to be evacuated from different cities because the towns pretty much were underwater. And, this led to a lot of criticism coming upon different churches. Well, one church in particular, the Lakewood Church in Houston, Joel Osteen's church. He was criticized because they were saying that he wouldn't open the doors of the church. But I believe that he has since opened the doors of the church. And I don't have all the information regarding that anyway, so I can't really speak that much on it. But what I want to talk about with Floyd Mayweather is he is, from what he claims, donating $200 million to the families of the hurricane, to the evacuees, the families that have lost in this particular hurricane. And it's interesting to me because that's a very generous gesture and a very, generous financial contribution to make, especially to one event that has taken place. I don't know what specifically, is in his heart, what prompted him to want to do it for this particular hurricane, because there have been other hurricanes in the past that have probably, been considered to be more damaging than the one that people are experiencing now in this part of the country. But whatever his reasons are, they are what they are. That's a lot of money, first of all. My question really, what I want to open up a dialogue about is, will it even matter? Like the money that is going to fund these particular people, we're talking about thousands of people. We're not talking about millions of people. We're talking about thousands of people. Not to say that any human life is not as valuable as any other. I'm not saying that. But the point I'm trying to make is that In one swoop, $200 million is going specifically to benefit, to help, to assist those people that have suffered as a result of this particular hurricane. Now, the way that I look at this is it's a very beautiful gesture. It shows a lot about this man's character, Floyd Mayweather. It shows a lot about where his heart is. And it also shows that he's a very generous person, because that's a lot of money. And it represents a large portion of his wealth that he does have access to. When I look at it and examine it, though, I'm not going to say it's not enough, but there is disaster and there's so many different things going on everywhere on the planet. And we're still functioning and operating within a system that keeps people subjected to having to rely on other people who may or may not contribute to help them in a time of need. My thing is, we could eliminate all problems, issues, disasters, things that are taking place by simply shifting our thinking away from a system that keeps the majority of people not able to be provided for. Just in general. I mean, most people don't make a lot of money, so they don't have access to a lot of resources. They might have access to basic needs, but a lot of times they don't even have access to that. There's a whole bunch of homeless people. There's a whole bunch of people starving to death. There's a whole bunch of children across our planet every day starving to death, dying from diseases that we have vaccinations for in America and in other Western countries. So the technology, the medicine, all of the things that some are able to benefit from, why not give access to all so that all may benefit from the technology that we have today? I think that it's selfish of people to be patriotic and to want to lock themselves into, well, this is my country and my country is the greatest and we're the best this and we're better than that country and that country's evil. Our country is, God loves us. All of this division and all of this separation between nations, the bottom line is that we are all human beings on the same planet. We are all on the same rock in space. Literally. It's not like you're going, or coming from another place or another planet to here. And there's separation that way. There's no separation at all. You can walk from country to country, depending on where you are in the world. The continents at one time were connected. It was all one landmass. They've since separated. Now we're separated by water. But there's ships, there's planes, there's transportation. There's ways to get from one continent to the next. And when you get there, what do you see? Human beings. So my point really for making this video, and I didn't want this to be too long, is will it even make a real impact on anything? And it's like, regardless of how much money people might give to one particular thing that took place, all right, you might help people out temporarily. You might help to aid them in a time of need. But after this hurricane is over with, and these people that have been displaced may or may not find somewhere to live after that, then what? What happens at when there's another hurricane somewhere? What happens when there's an earthquake? What happens when there's natural disasters that no one can do anything about? And people are, unable to escape whatever the disaster is. There's nowhere for them to go. Because the logistics of how everything works is so congested and crowded in, one location, like cities, It's so much congestion that it's not even possible to move things around and make things available to people because everything is too bunched together. Like, it doesn't make sense. So we need to really look at the alternative. I challenge you guys really that are tuned in and you know, happen to stumble on this video. Look into the Venus Project, because we have to do something about our planet. We have to do something about the way that human beings are living, or I should say not living. And it's simply because of the way that the monetary system is keeping everyone dumbed down, keeping everyone selfish, self-absorbed. They only are thinking about themselves and surviving themselves, when we're living on a planet that is providing abundantly. But those things, the resources, the things being produced are not distributed amongst all of the people of the planet at all. At all. You only given access because you live in a capitalistic society. You found a job and, you know, you're able to function and operate within society. And that's as far as it goes. It's not enough. We got to do more. We have to do more. We can't wait for, you know, a God to come out of the sky or from another planet somewhere to save us. No one is saving us. We got to save ourselves. This is a collective effort by human beings, and the awakening is already happening. People are becoming more aware and more sensitive to what they can do to help improve the conditions that mankind is living in. It's not just about you and your family. It's not just about you guys. It's not just about me and my family. That's why I'm doing my part to the best of my ability to put information out, connect people to the possible alternative, which is the Venus Project. That direction is the direction that we need to be moving in, clearly, where things are provided for all human beings, not some. People are going to argue with me about, oh, well, you know, you still need money for this and money does this. I don't give a shit about the definitions of money, capitalism, communism, socialism. I really don't care about any of that, because the bottom line is none of them work to the point where all are benefiting and able to receive what they need in abundance. It's not right for some to have so much and for most to have so little. It's stupid. It's stupid, especially on a planet that provides for us so abundantly. We don't need to be using oil and fossil fuels. We don't need to be driving automobiles that are putting pollution into the air and into our ozone layer. We don't need to be producing and putting all of this pollution into the environment and the ecosystem, killing our wildlife, killing our ocean life. It makes no sense. It's stupid. Like, you're stupid for thinking that it's okay for us to do this. You're really stupid for thinking that. So you got to open your eyes. What I'm doing with the Free World Order, and I'm not bragging and by any means, I gave up so many things that I could be doing to dedicate my time and my energy into this Free World Order movement, because I understand that it's not about me and my family alone. It's about us as a human family. We're all interconnected. I don't give a shit if you're white, black, Latino, what country you're from, what your background is, what your culture is, what language you speak. We all need the same things. We all have the same basic human needs and desires, regardless of what you've been brought up in your culture. You might have been taught to hate certain groups of people. You might have been taught to hate people because of the color of their skin. You might have been taught to hate people because of the country that they're from, and the country that you're from being better than theirs, and there being ongoing back and forth war, and, you know, the land that you guys want, they're controlling that land. It's so much bullshit. It's stupid. It's stupidity. And it's destroying the planet, and it's destroying people for no reason, unnecessarily. And it has to stop. We got to stop it. On that note, I'm out. Consider what I was talking about in this video. $200 million. Great gesture. Very powerful. I've never really even heard of anybody giving that much money away at one time to one thing. And it's not going to be in mainstream media, which is a shame. People need to actually hear that that actually has taken place, and I hope that it does spread. The posts that I have seen, I'm going to share them on Facebook and on social media so that more people become aware of it. And this is somebody that people don't like. A lot of people don't like Floyd Mayweather because he's good at what he does. He's a boxer, and he's the best. The proof is in the pudding. He has a 50-0. He's undefeated. Regardless of whether you like him or not, he has accomplished something very great inside of a sport. And he's rich. And somebody at that level gave away that much money at one time. So I just want to talk about, through these videos, the repercussions of that. So I'm opening up the dialogue. I want you guys to chime in. You know what I mean? Definitely leave your comments. And let's really start engaging. I want this YouTube channel to open up. Start sharing these videos. I'm going to be making so many videos. A lot of content talking about a lot of different things. All right, Mark Fuller, Free World Order. Support us. You can support us. Get yourself a monthly contribution plan, even if it's only for $1 a month. Something is better than nothing. You already know the direction that we're moving in. Resource-based economy. We want to give everything to everyone for free. There's no need to have money anymore. We have outgrown it. But people just don't know yet. They're not aware of that. We have outgrown the monetary system. And it's going to destroy itself anyway. It's a debt-based system that cannot work forever. And eventually, you guys will see, it's not because I said it. It's because it is what it is. Anyway, get yourself a monthly contribution plan. $1, $5 a month, $10 a month, $25, $50, whatever it's going to be. Lock that in. The links are going to be underneath this video on Facebook and in the description box on YouTube. All right, Mark Fuller, Free World Order. Let's go. Comments. Spread this video. Spread all the videos. All right, I'm out. Deuce.